From unsettling footage of zombie virus-infected creatures to clips of strange and alien aquatic creatures, and even some rare captures of Bigfoot, if you're intrigued by the world of the unexplained, you're in for an extraordinary adventure as we explore each mysterious capture.
Go, go, go! Go!
If you're as fascinated by Bigfoot as I am, then prepare to get excited because this clip from Provo, Utah, might just make your heart skip a beat. Recorded by a hiker deep in the woods of Provo, Utah, this video captures what appears to be a strange Bigfoot-like creature roaming the wilderness. In the footage, we see a towering figure moving through the trees in the distance, dwarfing the nearby vegetation. Also, covered in thick black fur, the creature's size is truly staggering, and its movement is unmistakably humanoid. While some skeptics might argue that it could be an ape or gorilla, the key distinction lies in the creature's massive size and distinctly humanoid posture and walk. So, I believe there's genuine authenticity to this video, and this hiker may have captured one of the rarest sightings ever recorded of the legendary Bigfoot. This next clip, resembling something straight out of an alien movie, has left netizens buzzing with confusion and a touch of disgust.
That is so crazy.
Yeah, what you just witnessed wasn't from outer space, but a creature found in a cave in Texas. In this video captured by a cave explorer, we're greeted with multiple gooey masses of creatures sprawled across the cave floor. These creatures don't have a specific body shape, but rather a web-like periphery that expands, contracts, and morphs into different forms. There are several of them scattered about, each taking on a unique shape, one elongated and wriggling like a worm, while others pulsate and undulate. As for their texture, it's all gooey, slimy, and downright bizarre. I don't know what the heck these creatures are, but I'm hoping the explorer decides to leave them be. The last thing we need is for these slimy critters to venture out of their cave and into our world. I don't know what it is about California, especially Fresno, but it seems like aliens just can't resist paying a visit there. And this video is yet another piece of evidence. This security camera footage from Fresno, California, captures a truly bizarre scene unfolding in a backyard. The video starts off with a view of a pool surrounded by fences, but soon enough, something out of the ordinary happens. A small, bright white figure emerges from the gate in the fence. This humanoid-like figure, reminiscent of a small child, approaches the pool, and after a moment's pause, starts walking on the water surface. Yes, you saw that. The alien-like creature effortlessly strolls across the pool before the video cuts off. For the residents of Fresno, sightings like this are almost routine, but for the rest of us, it's a mind-boggling spectacle. What secrets are you hiding, Fresno? What is it that the aliens are after? The world may never know. We're all familiar with snakes and their slithering ways, right? But what if I told you there's a snake out there that's breaking all the rules? Check out this mind-blowing video. This footage, straight from Thailand, was captured by a homeowner who stumbled upon something truly extraordinary in their own backyard. In the video he captured, there was a creature with a long, sleek body of a snake, but with a surprising twist. It's got 4 legs up front. It's like someone decided to mix and match features from a snake and a lizard And voila, you've got this fascinating hybrid. In the video, as the camera person approaches for a closer look, the creature doesn't shy away. Instead, it starts scurrying about on its little legs, just like a lizard would. Also, I can't help but wonder about the advantages this creature might have with its unique anatomy. Imagine it navigating different terrains like sand, walls, and streets. Talk about versatility. This next clip shows a weird alien-like creature captured during a lightning storm in Los Angeles, and it's got viewers feeling like doomsday might be right around the corner. I mean, did you see that? It's like Godzilla decided to pay Los Angeles a visit during a thunderstorm. This spine-tingling footage, captured from an LA apartment, shows a bizarre figure looming in the clouds amidst a flurry of lightning strikes. But this ain't your average cloud shape. It's more like a long, snake-like shadow slithering through the sky. Also, it's not just one person who saw this eerie sight. Others in Los Angeles caught glimpses of it too. Some say it looks like a dragon, while others think it resembles a serpent god. And let's not forget that a few months back, there was something flying around in the same area that looked suspiciously like an alien spaceship. Call me crazy, but it seems like there's a whole lot of weirdness going down lately, and I can't shake the feeling that aliens might just be dropping by for a peek at our city of angels. If you are enjoying this so far, consider subscribing. It really helps me keep this channel going. Ever wondered what a typical day in Russia looks like? Well, buckle up, because this video is about to give you a wild ride. This intriguing footage comes straight from Russia, courtesy of an antique shop owner who decided to capture his morning routine on camera. As he stepped outside his shop, he stumbled upon a scene straight out of the wild. A man being chased up a tree by none other than a bear. Now, most folks might panic in such a situation, but not our fearless cameraman. Nope, he simply chuckled and continued recording the chaos unfolding before him. The man on the tree looked like he was in a real pickle, struggling to keep his distance from the hefty bear, who wasn't too far behind in the climbing game. Witnessing bears climbing trees might be a shocker for some, but what really caught our attention was the shop owner's nonchalant reaction. Sure, you'd think he'd rush to the man's aid, but hey, it's Russia. Nature never fails to surprise us. Just when you think you've seen it all, along comes something that makes you do a double take, like this mind-bending video. This video comes from a tourist exploring Africa who stumbles upon some bizarre rope-like thing writhing on the ground. But soon he realized that it's not a rope at all. It's two snakes locked in a spine-chilling battle of cannibalism. One snake, white as snow, has half of the gray one in its jaws, while the gray one returns the favor by chomping down on the white snake. It's like a twisted game of tug of war, but with snakes. The video cuts off before we find out who comes out on top. But seriously, why do snakes do this? Well, turns out, it's all about survival of the fittest. By munching on their own kind, they eliminate competition for food and resources. So, next time you spot something rope-like on the ground, you might want to think twice before picking it up. Who knows? It might just be two snakes settling a score in the most bizarre way possible. This next clip from India, despite its low quality, is sending everyone into shock and a bit of an unsettling mood. In this video, captured by a security camera, we see a view of a street at night. Suddenly, a strange creature appears, strolling down the street. Everything about this creature is weird, from its appearance to the way it moves. It looks like a humanoid figure crawling on all fours, with an elongated body resembling a creature known as a rake. What really creeps me out is how fast this creature crawls. And at the end, it unexpectedly takes flight as if it were some kind of bird. The locals are equally scared and unsettled by this bizarre sight roaming their streets. Encountering such a creature during a nighttime stroll is something I definitely wouldn't want to imagine. Are you a river monsters believer or denier? Well, either way, this video from Prespa Lake, Albania, will shake you up and leave you imagining what else lurks below the surface of our oceans. This video was recorded by a couple on a fishing venture in Prespa Lake, Albania. In the video, we can see a vast lake in the distance, but something catches our attention. A mysterious head popping out of the water's surface. As the cameraman zooms in, it becomes clear that this thing is no ordinary sight. It's a head of some kind of creature swimming in the water. This head is huge, reminiscent of a dinosaur's, and looks pretty gritty. It reminds me of the Loch Ness Monster's head. After surfacing for a moment, it disappears back into the water, leaving us all puzzled. This was a pretty shocking clip, but I can't help but wonder if it could just be some kind of weird-shaped driftwood. Then again, I'm letting my fear side do the talking. What are your thoughts about this? Aquatic life is kind of fascinating because we've only explored 5% of it, leaving the rest, 95%, in the shadows, and this video shows what could be a creature from those unknown parts.
Okay, just walking on the beach, came across this weird creature.
It's here on the rocks.
No idea what it is.
Recorded on a beach, this video captures a very strange-looking blob-like creature washed up out of the water. Its body has a weird separated hexagon-like texture, with small leg-like things popping out of its periphery. This alien-like blob creature is just sitting there under the rock, and we don't see any movement from it in the video. It's quite a strange sighting, but not uncommon in the world of aquatic life. This could be some kind of new land jellyfish type creature, but again, I'm just speculating. Anyhow, whatever this creature is, if you ever come across something like this, please don't touch it. We never know what they are capable of. After watching this video, I'm seriously reconsidering my stance on exploring abandoned places, because this one gave me major goosebumps.
What?
This video was uploaded on an Abandoned Places Exploring channel on YouTube by a group of friends who had a really terrifying encounter during one of their explorations. In the video, we can see them navigating through an abandoned sewage tunnel using flashlights, as it was pitch black inside. Suddenly, one of the friends with the camera spots something moving in the distant darkness. He points it out to his friends, but they don't believe him at first. Then, they shine their flashlights in the distance and catch sight of a figure moving towards them. Its heavy breathing eerily echoing through the tunnel. The figure appeared humanoid, but more like a zombie, and it was steadily advancing toward them. Realizing the danger, they decided to bolt, and the video abruptly ends. It was undeniably a spine-chilling encounter, but it makes me wonder why they keep inviting these types of situations by visiting such places. Ever encountered a creature so unreal and bizarre that it leaves you pondering what else might lurk out there beyond our knowledge? Well, this video showcases just such a phenomenon. Hailing from Hillview, this video captures the discovery of an exceptionally strange white crab by local fishermen. This crab-like creature boasts a body adorned with strange hair-like structures protruding from its surface. Its pure white coloration is striking, and upon closer inspection, we can discern features resembling a tail and a head. Remarkably, the creature in the video is seen moving and arching its back, confirming its status as a living being. But what exactly is it? It certainly doesn't fit the typical crab profile. Speculation suggests it might be a product of genetic mutation coupled with albinism. But without further investigation, it remains a mystery. Nevertheless, its unique appearance is undeniably fascinating, and I wouldn't mind having one as a pet. If you got so far in the video, it means you're a dedicated viewer. Thank you. And if you subscribe and hit the bell button, I promise to keep posting these for you to enjoy. I used to love watching zombie movies growing up, but I always knew they were just fiction. Well, at least until now. Look at that insect. It's missing half its body, yet it's still on the move. This clip captures a seriously creepy zombie beetle using only its front legs to walk around. Despite having no organs left inside, this beetle is somehow still kicking, with its head even looking pretty functional as its antennas move around. Now, viewers who've seen this video are throwing around the idea of a zombie virus. But let's not get too carried away. Turns out, this zombie-like behavior is actually caused by a parasite that's taken over the beetle's brain. Still, it's pretty mind-boggling to see how this bug keeps moving despite being hollowed out. I stumbled upon an interesting explanation in the comments section of this video on Reddit. It suggested that the bug might be running on its original brain, breathing through its exoskeleton, and just functioning until it finally runs out of energy. Personally, I'd say it's time to put this poor thing out of its misery. What do you think? Ever wondered what a drunken raccoon looks like? Brace yourself, because it's not as funny as you might think. In fact, it's downright terrifying. This video, captured on a trail in the Canadian mountains, shows a raccoon behaving in a seriously bizarre manner. At first it appears aggressive towards the hiker, but then things take a strange turn. The raccoon suddenly stands upright on its hind legs and starts behaving as if it's hallucinating, staring into thin air with a wild look in its eyes. Then, in a surreal display, it spreads its legs wide open and collapses onto its back. After a few moments of seeming confusion, the raccoon snaps out of its strange trance, gets back on its feet, and resumes normal behavior. Watching this unsettling scene, it's hard not to wonder if something has infected these creatures, turning them into zombie-like versions of themselves. Whatever the explanation, it's definitely a sight that sticks with you. Imagine you're out hiking in the forest, enjoying the tranquility, when suddenly you hear a deer barking. What am I talking about? Well, watch yourself. That creature you just witnessed barking in the clip is known as the muntjac, a species of deer. These majestic creatures move with a grace and attentiveness that's truly remarkable. Just watch how they carefully navigate each step. Muntjacs, also called barking deer or rib-faced deer, are small deer native to South Asia and Southeast Asia. They've been roaming the earth for millions of years, with fossils dating back to the Miocene period. These deer are not only fascinating, but also incredibly agile, making them quite elusive for predators. And that got me thinking, imagine having one of these creatures as a pet. It's an intriguing idea, isn't it? A rare find indeed. This footage from the 90s, discovered by Sir Erwin Saunders, has some truly spine-chilling and astonishing content. In this vintage clip, we catch sight of a bizarre goblin-like creature traversing through a mountainous terrain. It's diminutive in stature, with elongated legs and a hunched back, not to mention a mysterious bag slung over its shoulder. The creature seems wary, glancing around cautiously as it moves. Witnessing such a fantastical being roaming our world is undeniably bizarre, and makes one ponder its intentions. What could this goblin-like entity be planning? What is it so vigilant about? And perhaps most intriguingly, what is concealed within that bag? Interestingly, some viewers speculate that this footage might be from a movie, but after scouring the internet, no such film seems to exist. If this is indeed genuine, it's time to safeguard our valuables. Who knows what other fantastical creatures may be lurking out there, waiting to be discovered. This next piece of camera footage is one of those that's hard to believe, but if it's real, it's pretty unsettling, to say the least. Yep, that's the pants ghosts that's been spooking folks in a California neighborhood. In this video from a home ring camera, we see the view of a house front when suddenly something really bizarre appears in the frame. It's a human figure, but with no upper body, just pants and shoes. Yet it moves like any ordinary person would, walking along as if nothing's out of the ordinary. It's both creepy and kind of funny at the same time. The homeowner, whose ring camera caught this strange sight, steps out of his house after hearing the doorbell, only to be greeted by the sight of these disembodied pants running around. The whole scene is just downright weird and bizarre. Personally, I'm skeptical about whether this video is real or if it's been computer generated. But whoever did it, if it's fake, did a pretty convincing job. I'll give them that. If you think you're really lucky, well, watch this video, and then tell me if you still feel like the lucky one. This clip from Canada shows a couple of enduro riders in a seriously intense situation. From the GoPro footage of one rider, we see them stopped in the forest, trying to help their friend whose bike got stuck in the woods. But just when they thought things couldn't get worse, they did. Out of nowhere, a massive brown bear appears and charges straight toward the stranded biker. Luckily, the biker senses the danger just in the nick of time and bolts, leaving the bike behind. The other bikers quickly rev up their engines, making noise to scare off the bear. And thankfully, it works. It was a seriously close call, and that biker was one lucky dude. But you've got to give props to his quick thinking and awareness of his surroundings. If he'd been just a tad slower, things could have ended a lot worse. This clip was making rounds on the internet. leaving netizens in a bit of shock as it captures the sight of the extinct Tasmanian tiger caught roaming around a property. What you just saw in the video was captured on a security camera, and it shows a Tasmanian tiger-like creature roaming about. This creature looked exactly like the extinct Tasmanian tiger. From its tail to its head, the Tasmanian tiger, or thylacine, is a carnivorous marsupial that's been extinct for nearly a century. The man who uploaded this video mentioned that this creature came for his pet dog twice in the day, but unfortunately, the camera was turned off at that time. This creature, from its appearance, seems pretty rare, and even the way it walks suggests it's an alien creature to the surroundings. These Tasmanian tiger sightings aren't that rare to us lately, which makes us wonder if this animal really went extinct, or if they started hiding. But why? In the video captured, he explains what he found lying around on the roadside. It's a skull with some rather unusual features. At first glance, it resembles something from a deer, but upon closer inspection, it's unlike anything we've seen before.
This is a strange horned skull. It's just been found here at Highland Hill Farm on Route 313 in Fountainville.
This skull has a long nose with two horns protruding from its head, along with large eye sockets. Additionally, its mouth is filled with small, saw-like teeth that appear quite sharp, suggesting it could be a predator. Unfortunately, the lower half of the skull is missing, which makes it challenging for us to determine exactly what it is. Forest camping adventures are usually a lot of fun, but at any time, things can take a surprising turn. In this video, recorded by a man during a camping trip with his family, we spot a gigantic humanoid creature in the distance. This creature appears exceptionally tall and seems to be covered in thick black fur. It's bending down, as if collecting something from the ground. After some time, the creature apparently senses that it's being recorded and makes a hasty escape, bringing the video to an end. Judging by its appearance, it certainly resembles the legendary Bigfoot, although it's possible that it might be someone playing a prank in a Bigfoot costume. Regardless, whatever it was an incredibly captivating sight for the family on their camping adventure. This video was posted on Facebook by a user who claims to have been stalked by an unknown creature in his house, and in the video, he manages to capture this eerie encounter. The man in the video is visibly frightened and uneasy, attempting to show us the source of his fear. He explains that he had been hearing hissing noises coming from his backyard, and now he's ventured out to investigate what might be causing it. As he explores the area, he pans the camera toward his shed, where something strange is peeking out, and this thing seems responsible for the hissing sounds. In a trembling voice, the homeowner calls out to the mysterious presence, but it remains silent. Fearing the unknown, the homeowner hastily retreats, and you can clearly see the fear in his eyes as he makes his escape. It's a truly unsettling encounter, and it's hard to comprehend the terror of having something unknown lurking in your own home. Have you ever witnessed a gymnastic fox? This video, originating from Stowe, Vermont, was captured by a security camera. In the footage, we get a glimpse of a backyard, and the fox enters, likely through the fences. However, as the fox ventures in, we can see from the house's security camera that the house owner and their two dogs come out, with the dogs giving chase to the fox. The fox notices the pursuit and displays quick reflexes, swiftly running away. What follows is a truly remarkable sight. The fox executes an impressive leap, effortlessly clearing a 6-foot fence in a single leap. it's quite amazing to witness the agility of this nimble fox. After this remarkable feat, the dogs must have been left in awe by what they had just witnessed. This video comes from a group of tourists who were on an adventure in the Boreal Forest region, and they managed to capture a sighting of the mighty Bigfoot on their camera. In the video, we're presented with a view of the dense woods, and in the distance, a black creature is hunched over. The camera then pans to the side, revealing a large group of tourists with their cameras, all observing this astonishing sight. The creature appeared to be hunched, making it a bit challenging to estimate its height, but it did seem to be of substantial size. Some might argue that it could be a gorilla or ape, but in Canada, there are no known animals like that. Towards the end of the video, we can also see a person in a red shirt emerging from the woods. It's a bit confusing why someone would venture so close to a creature like that. This video was shared on Reddit by a homeowner who recorded a chilling entity haunting his house, and it's something straight out of my worst nightmares. In the video, we see the homeowner performing some sort of ritual with smoke, seemingly to ward off whatever is frightening him.
I know, bud. I'm not afraid, man.
He then heads towards the basement, and as he opens the door, a dark and eerie figure is standing at the other end of the stairs. The figure is undeniably creepy and unsettling. When you pause and zoom in on its face, you can discern its eerie, human-like features. However, when the homeowner switches on the light, the mysterious figure hastily retreats. With bravery, the homeowner follows, but to his surprise, he finds no one there. Suddenly, he hears cries coming from above, and he rushes back up the stairs.
Whoa, 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 whoa.
However, as he's ascending, the door suddenly closes on its own, trapping the homeowner in the stairwell. I'm not sure what happened next, but since the homeowner uploaded this video, I believe he's safe. These animals are adapting and becoming smarter with each passing day, which honestly terrifies me. The incident in this video was captured by a wildlife photographer who was perched high up on a tree. Out of nowhere, a black bear appeared below and casually started strolling towards the photographer's post. To everyone's amazement, the black bear slowly approached the tree and began climbing the ladder. It navigated the ladder just like a human would, effortlessly making its way closer to the photographer. However, as the bear approached, the photographer, understandably concerned for his own safety, called out to the bear.
Hey, what are you doing there? What are you doing there?
Upon hearing the photographer's voice, the bear seemed startled and promptly climbed back down the ladder and moved away. While this encounter was incredibly fascinating for us viewers, it must have been an incredibly frightening experience for the photographer. If the bear had decided to attack, there would have been nowhere for him to escape. Some people believe in the concept that we all live in a simulation, where unexplained events are considered glitches. After seeing this video, I'm beginning to understand their point of view. This video was recorded on the Orange Trail by a passing car, and it captures a view of the woods with deer. However, there's something remarkably odd about these deer. They are completely still. It's as if they're frozen in place, almost like statues. What's even more strange is that there are multiple deer. One logical explanation could be that they're being cautious about the approaching vehicle and remaining still to assess the potential threat. However, if that were the case, you'd expect them to at least move their heads as the vehicle goes by. The fact that they did that real-life hanging makes it seem like another curious glitch in our simulated reality. This video was recorded by a teenage boy who was walking his dog on a forest trail at night, for God knows why. In the video, we see them casually strolling along the trail. But something appears to be bothering the dog, and it seems distressed. The boy tries to figure out what's troubling his canine companion, but he's left confused. As they continue their walk, the video ends without anything unusual happening. However, upon rewinding the video, we can spot a figure standing behind a tree, silently stalking the boy and his dog as they walk. This mysterious figure looks like a person wearing a white mask, but some viewers have suggested it could be a skinwalker. Whatever it may be, it's undeniably eerie, and it's concerning that the boy didn't notice the figure at that moment, and it is lurking for them for God knows what reason. Videos like this one also make me consider adopting a dog as a pet. In this video, we get a glimpse of a backyard with a toddler standing next to a goat. It all seems cute at first until the goat gets some idea in its head and starts headbutting the poor toddler. This could have been quite dangerous for the little girl if it weren't for the superhero dog. The dog springs into action like a true superhero, chasing the goat away from the little girl. The dog continues to pursue the goat until it leaves the property. It's a relief that the dog was there to protect the girl because without the dog's intervention, it's hard to imagine what might have happened to the poor toddler due to the mischievous goat. Have you ever seen a rooster standing up for its flock against a fierce predator like a wolf? In this backyard video captured by a house camera, we witness a scene where two hens and a rooster are peacefully feeding on the grass. Suddenly, they all become alert as they sense the presence of an intruder in the area, and that intruder is a wolf. The wolf approaches the hens, but it's the rooster that steps forward to confront the danger. The rooster acts as bait, diverting the wolf's attention. The wolf chases the rooster in an attempt to catch it, but the rooster displays remarkable speed and agility. After a long chase, with the rooster skillfully evading the wolf's attacks, the wolf eventually gives up and retreats. This remarkable display of bravery and selflessness from the rooster is truly awe-inspiring. The rooster has demonstrated why it is the leader of that flock and why it's willing to protect its companions against even the most formidable predators. Most cryptids and mysterious creatures tend to prefer living in remote, rarely visited sites. In a video, we get a glimpse under a bridge. As the camera person explores further, a strange figure comes into view lurking there. At first, the camera person couldn't believe their eyes and decided to zoom in on the figure. This enigmatic creature, realizing it was being observed, quickly hid in the darkness beneath the bridge. When the camera person comprehended that they were faced with something entirely unfamiliar, they fled from the scene in a hurry. After watching this video, several questions arise in my mind. Firstly, why was that person under the bridge in such an isolated place? Secondly, what could be the motives of this unknown creature lurking there? And why did it choose to remain hidden from the camera person? In a TikTok video posted by a user named IamLandy, a jaw-dropping scene unfolds in their backyard. The video shows the roof of a house, and to everyone's amazement, there's a gigantic anaconda making its way across. The sheer size of this colossal snake is incredibly impressive and somewhat intimidating. This massive snake moves slowly across the roof. Then suddenly, it pokes its head out from a nearby tree, startling the children who are watching from below. It then effortlessly continues its journey from one tree to another. It's astonishing how this enormous creature navigates through the trees with such ease, despite its size and weight. What's strange, however, is the family's reaction to this extraordinary visitor in their backyard. Instead of being frightened, they appear to be more excited and fascinated by the presence of this massive beast. I find trail cameras fascinating because they can capture scenes we can't witness in person due to safety concerns. This video is from a trail camera placed in the heart of the forest to document the activities of black bears. In this trail camera footage, we can see a cautious black bear approaching the camera. Suddenly, the bear charges at the trail camera, attacks it, and then quickly retreats. Black bears are known for their strength and ferocity, and their attacks can be incredibly powerful, capable of even damaging something as sturdy as a tree. It seems this bear might have been irritated by the camera's flash. The way it attacked is genuinely unsettling, especially when you imagine yourself in the place of that trail camera, facing such a massive and powerful creature coming toward you like that. This video is from a TikTok account, and it captures a harrowing encounter between a hiker and a bear. In the video, we see the hiker following a massive bear. It appears that the bear was peacefully going about its own business when the hiker's presence and touch disrupted it. When the hiker touched the bear, it suddenly turned back, took a moment to figure out what had touched it, and then launched an attack on the hiker. The hiker reacted swiftly, but unfortunately, the bear managed to bite his hand. Thankfully, the hiker survived the encounter. To me, it was quite foolish for this hiker to disturb such a powerful and wild animal like the bear, especially when the bear was clearly minding its own business. One of the scariest things you can witness on a road trip is a Bigfoot lurking in the woods. And this unfortunate family saw exactly that. In this video, we see a view of the dense wood's edge, and there in the distance, a massive black creature is hiding behind a tree. The family, recording from their car, spots this creature. Aware that it's being watched, the creature attempts to conceal itself further by crouching down. This creature appeared massive with a wide frame body and a very humanoid walk. However, the size of the Bigfoot in the video seems to be more like an average human, raising doubts about its authenticity. In my opinion, this video appears a bit fake, as the Bigfoot's size resembles that of a human wearing a Bigfoot suit. Many people believe in the devil, picturing it as a scary being with two horns on its head. But have you ever imagined actually encountering one? In a video from New Mexico, we can spot a strange figure on top of a fancy structure. This figure is quite unsettling, with glowing, evil-looking eyes and a big tail. It's also very tall and has a pale white body. Strangely, it seems like this creature noticed the person filming it, giving the camera an eerie stare before disappearing into the darkness. The locals who captured this video claim to have seen this devilish creature on multiple occasions. They say it only reveals itself to a select few in the dark of night. It's up to you to decide whether this video was a heartwarming encounter or a truly frightening and tense one. In this video, recorded by a wildlife photographer from a tree stand, we initially see a view of the forest below. Suddenly, the camera pans below the tree post, and we spot a massive bear attempting to climb it. The bear is about halfway up and is effortlessly scaling the tree using its claws and substantial body. Once the bear reaches the level of the photographer's stand, it curiously sniffs around. After a brief sniffing session, the bear decides to climb back down and disappear into the forest. The photographer is visibly frightened and tense, yet relieved that the bear moved on. Kudos to the photographer for remaining remarkably calm while being inspected by such a massive beast. Goose attacks can be amusing to watch, since they aren't usually harmful or dangerous, but they can be incredibly annoying, especially for those who are genuinely scared of them. In this video, captured by a convenience store's security camera, we see a lady trying to back away from something in the parking lot. Suddenly, a large goose enters the frame and launches an attack on the lady. The goose repeatedly jumps on her and continues its aggressive behavior. Then the lady's husband arrives in their car and opens the door for her to get in. However, the persistent goose also tries to enter the car with her. Seeing this, the man quickly exits through the other door, but stumbles in the process. Eventually, after enduring multiple attacks, the lady and the man manage to get into the vehicle, close the door, and the goose finally retreat. Just by watching the video, I could sense the annoyance of the poor lady. As a piece of advice for the man, next time, be swift in opening the door to rescue your wife who is under attack by a goose. In this video, we witness a speedboat cutting through the water, and right behind the boat is an exceptionally odd-looking creature. This creature is leaping out of the water like a dolphin, but its head shape is genuinely strange. While it might be a seal following the boat, its eyes reflecting the camera's flashlight give them an otherworldly appearance. If indeed this is a seal, it's astonishing to observe how proficiently they move and how swiftly they can navigate the water, despite their hefty body structure. Nevertheless, even if it's a seal, the sight of this creature following the boat was undeniably strange for the passengers. It adds a bit of an eerie touch to their otherwise casual boat ride. While watching this video, I felt genuinely concerned about the identity of this creature and the origins of the video. Unfortunately, there wasn't much information available. In this unsettling footage, we see someone standing in front of a car, signaling it to do something. The creature appears humanoid, but has a rather strange and unconventional shape. If it's an animal, it seems to be naked with no fur on its body. Its limbs are thin, and its head has an unusual, almost alien-like appearance. The way this creature is signaling the car to veer into the bushes and darkness is exceptionally peculiar. What might its motives be? Does it intend to lure passengers there for sinister purposes? The answers remain a mystery. This is the strange sight some hikers found in some forests. Could it be a lost orangutan strolling the forest, or a backpacker with seriously long arms? Or is it perhaps the legendary Sasquatch? The long-limbed creature steps out from behind the dense foliage and strolls through, the camera following its every move. Fortunately, whatever it is, it doesn't seem to be aware of the camera. Its face is ape-like, which would contribute to the idea of it being some type of orangutan. It does not look in our direction, but walks determinedly. I would love to know which forest this is in. Unfortunately, we do not get to see more of this strange creature, but it does raise the question of whether this is a lost species of humans, as we can see how human-like it appears. In the video, the camera captures a brief glimpse of a creature as the car drives past a leafless forest. It stands upright on two legs, covered in brown fur, similar to what we imagine Bigfoot would look like. The moment is fleeting and leaves us with questions. Could this be a rare encounter with a mysterious being? Or is it simply a trick of the light and shadows between the trees? While it's tempting to believe in the possibility of a Bigfoot sighting, common sense suggests it might just be the forest playing visual tricks as we pass by. Personally, I lean towards the latter explanation. The woods are full of natural illusions, especially when viewed from a moving vehicle. In a video shot by someone in the woods, we see something that catches our attention. It's a big, hairy creature walking on two legs, kind of like how we'd imagine Bigfoot to walk. It's covered in black hair and moves in a way that makes us wonder if it could be an animal we know or something more mysterious. The creature doesn't seem to notice it's being filmed as it walks behind the trees. It's just a short clip, but it's enough to make us think about all the stories of Bigfoot we've heard. Honestly, while the video is pretty interesting, I think we've got to be careful before jumping to conclusions. The woods are full of animals that can look strange in the right light, so it could be just a normal animal looking unusual from a distance. In the calm of a wooded area, a couple films the peaceful scenery. The trees stand tall, their leaves whispering secrets. The camera shakes slightly as the man points out something moving behind the foliage. It's hard to see clearly, but he's certain there's something there. So much so that he circles the area in the video to show us where to look. There's a suggestion of a hairy creature hiding just out of clear view. Then, the quiet of the woods is broken by a series of strange noises. The sounds grow louder, and unexpectedly, one of the trees begins to topple.
Oh shit, no, this way, come on. Shake, come here, shake, come here, shake, come here.
It's a startling moment that transforms a serene nature video into something more suspenseful. Watching the video, I can understand why the man is so convinced he saw something. The woods are full of life, much of which we seldom see. It's easy for the imagination to fill in the gaps when we hear unexpected sounds or see the trees move. Although I can't see the creature he's talking about, the falling tree certainly adds a dramatic twist that leaves us wondering what's really going on in that forest.
Oh shit, no, this way, come on. Shake, come here, shake, come here, shake, come here.
From a parking lot, a man captures an unusual and intense encounter on camera. A black bear, an imposing creature of the wild, has wandered into a space of asphalt and vehicles. The bear is not just passing through, it's perched atop two cars, using them as a makeshift bridge. With surprising intelligence, it tugs at the door of one car, persistent in its efforts. Despite the sturdiness of the car, the bear's strength is on full display as it manages to shatter the window. The man filming takes action.
Hey, go!
Trying to scare the bear off to prevent further damage. Undeterred, the bear moves with a clumsy grace, climbing on top of the car, owning it for a moment. As the situation escalates, the bear then transitions to the adjacent vehicle, and just like that, the video cuts off, leaving the outcome hanging in suspense. Watching this, there's a mix of admiration for the bear's adaptability and a pang of concern for the safety of both the animal and the people nearby. It's a stark reminder that when nature and human territories collide, the results can be unpredictable. Personally, I can't help but feel that this bear, though out of its element, showcases the wild's raw persistence in the face of human encroachment. Caught on a surveillance camera with a view to a window, something startling appears. For about 3 seconds, a strange-looking creature pops into the frame. We can't make out its face or the details of its body, but one thing seems clear. It doesn't look like any person. Then, as quickly as it came, the creature vanishes from sight. The brief appearance of this being raises more questions than answers. Could it be a skinwalker, as some might speculate, or is there a simpler explanation? The video doesn't give us much to go on, just a fleeting glimpse that could set imaginations running wild. In my view, while the idea of a skinwalker is intriguing, it's also important to consider more ordinary possibilities before jumping to supernatural conclusions. It's the unknown that often captures our curiosity, But sometimes, what seems extraordinary might just be a trick of light or shadow. From the viewpoint of a moving car, a camera films a peculiar sight across the road, a humanoid shadow dashing at an unnerving speed. It's there one moment and gone the next, only to reappear, charging towards the car. The eyes of the figure shine strangely, which is especially unsettling. The entire encounter lasts but a moment, and the figure's non-human appearance leaves a chilling impression. The speed and the eerie glow of the eyes might suggest something out of the ordinary. Could it be something supernatural? It's a question that hangs in the air as the footage plays out. In my opinion, while the video certainly gives off a mysterious vibe, there's likely a practical explanation. Perhaps it's just a person caught in the right light, or maybe a trick of the camera. Whatever it is, it's a reminder of how easily the ordinary can seem extraordinary under the right circumstances. In a serene lakeside scene, a woman is seen gently feeding a turtle, a simple act of connection with nature. The calm is unexpectedly shattered when another lake inhabitant, a creature with a reptilian appearance, emerges with a startling display of aggression. In a swift movement, it lunges for the bread in the woman's hand, its behavior more akin to an attack than a bid for a snack. The sudden change from a peaceful interaction to an alarming encounter raises questions. What could have caused such a dramatic shift in the demeanor of the lake's creatures? Was the reptilian creature simply eager for food, or was there something more behind its aggressive approach? Reflecting on the video, it seems that even in moments of tranquility, the wild instincts of animals can surface, reminding us of the unpredictable nature of wildlife. It's a powerful reminder to always be mindful of our surroundings when interacting with animals, even in seemingly calm situations. A man films the autumnal woods, where the leaves paint the ground in shades of brown. At first, there's just a whisper of movement, a shadow that could be anything. Then the shadow comes to life, revealing a large, furry black creature that skillfully climbs a tree. It looks similar to what people say Bigfoot looks like. This brief sighting stirs the imagination. Could it be the elusive creature many have searched for, or is it simply one of the forest's known inhabitants, like a bear? The idea of Bigfoot has always sparked curiosity and debate. Personally, I think the woods hold many secrets, and sometimes they let us catch a glimpse. Whether this is a rare animal or the legendary Bigfoot, it's a fascinating peek into the hidden life of the forest. Through the lens of a surveillance camera, we observe a dimly lit hallway within what appears to be a warehouse. A single light casts a glow in the darkness. Suddenly, a shadow flickers across the screen. As the camera continues to roll, the figure becomes slightly more visible, yet it remains shrouded in mystery. This fleeting appearance might chill the spine of anyone thinking of ghost stories and unexplained phenomena. It's a shape that fits the eerie tales told in hushed tones, but in the stark reality of a warehouse hallway, can such things truly wander? From my point of view, while the footage is certainly intriguing, I'm inclined to think there's a logical explanation. Perhaps it's just a trick of light or a reflection that creates this ghostly effect. After all, cameras and shadows often play tricks on us, especially in the dark. A surveillance camera gives us a peek into the backyard of what might be a farm, focused on a hen house. There's a hen and a rooster scratching around outside. The rooster strolls into the hen house, and just as the hen is about to follow, a hawk swoops down with predatory speed. The scene is tense, the hen seemingly no match for the hawk. But then the rooster emerges, bravely confronting the hawk. Against the odds, it's the rooster that triumphs, the hawk retreating to the sky, leaving the hen unharmed. Hawks attacking birds like hens isn't unheard of, but it's a rare glimpse into the raw realities of nature's pecking order. Watching this, you can't help but admire the rooster's courage. While it's unusual for a hawk to take such a risk near human dwellings, it's a reminder that the wild is always close by, and sometimes it comes knocking or swooping right in our backyards. A man is recording a 360-degree video near an abandoned building. As the camera spins around, it briefly captures a shadowy figure in one of the building's windows. The spin is quick, too fast to make out any details on the first pass. The video then replays, slowing down and zooming in on the window. Now clearer, we see what looks like the figure of a girl, a child with braided hair standing in the window. Yet the stark reality of the abandoned place suggests there couldn't really be a child there. It begs the question, are we seeing a ghost? Or could this be a trick of computer-generated imagery? The image certainly stirs the imagination. In my opinion, while the figure looks convincing, the likelihood of CG or another form of visual manipulation seems high, especially given the setting and context. It's a reminder that technology can create nearly as many mysteries as it solves. From high above the ocean, a drone captures a group of surfers, blissfully unaware as they wait for the next wave. But there's something else in the water with them. A great white shark, its powerful form cutting through the water with ease. The drone's camera follows the shark's movements, almost holding our breath as it edges closer to the surfers who remain oblivious to the predator's presence. And then, just when tension peaks, the great white turns away, leaving the surfers unharmed. It's unusual for these sharks to venture into shallow waters so close to humans, a behavior that puzzles and alarms. In my view, this encounter is a stark reminder of nature's unpredictability. While the surfers were fortunate this time, the presence of the shark so near to shore is a rare and cautionary sight. It's a testament to the wildness that lies just beneath the surface, beyond our control, but within our respect. A trail camera, stationed in the quiet of the woods, stands sentinel, capturing the nightly comings and goings of forest denizens. On this night, it records an oddity, an animal that at first glance defies identification, hairless and almost alien in appearance. As the creature lingers in the camera's gaze, it becomes clear. This is an opossum, albeit one without its characteristic fur coat. The opossum goes about its business as usual, unaffected by its unusual bald state. It sniffs around, forages a bit, then ambles off, disappearing back into the dense woods from which it came. Seeing this peculiar version of a usually furry creature, one can't help but feel a mix of surprise and intrigue. In my opinion, while it's certainly an unusual sight, it's a reminder of the remarkable diversity and adaptability of wildlife, even under circumstances that seem strange to us. A driver's journey takes us into the heart of a small village, the road ahead captured by the dash camera. As the car proceeds, something unexpected crosses the path. A shadow with the distinct outline of a human figure, yet there's no one there. The form is transparent, more a wisp of smoke than flesh and bone, stirring thoughts of spectral apparitions. The camera doesn't falter. It records what seems impossible. A ghostly figure in broad daylight, transient yet unmistakably there. This fleeting encounter leaves us with a shiver, pondering the mysteries that might walk beside us, unseen. In truth, while the video is certainly eerie, there's likely a more mundane explanation, perhaps a trick of light or reflection. Still, it's a captivating glimpse that blurs the line between this world and the next, even if just for a moment. In the silent watch of the night, a camera, either a watchful eye above a secluded property or a trail camera nestled among the trees, stands guard. Its lens captures the stillness of the forest until an anomaly appears. In the right corner of the frame, a shadowy figure materializes. It walks with the outline of a human, or perhaps a creature native to the forest. Then just as suddenly, it disappears, gone without a trace. This unexpected visitor, captured only for an instant, raises questions. Is it a ghostly apparition wandering through the night, a simple malfunction of the camera, or a resident of the forest caught briefly in the artificial light? From what I see, while the idea of a ghost is thrilling, the rational explanation of a camera glitch or an animal briefly caught in the camera's limited night vision seems more likely. Nevertheless, the image provides a tantalizing mystery for the imagination. In the hushed seclusion of the woods, a man films his surroundings, the camera's eye sweeping from one view to another. As he changes direction, the lens briefly captures an enigmatic sight on the street, a shadow shaped unmistakably like a human. However, there's no one casting it. The figure is transparent, an ethereal presence, in a place where only trees and the quiet of nature typically dwell. This transparent shadow challenges our understanding of the woods, a space we think we know. It stands out as a figure of intrigue, prompting us to ask whether it's a trick of the light, a reflection, or something more otherworldly. Considering the clarity of the human shape, it's hard not to feel a shiver of wonder. In my view, while the forest is full of natural marvels, this seems like a visual puzzle that invites more questions than answers. Could it be something supernatural? The possibility adds an element of mystery to an ordinary walk in the woods. A boy wanders through the woods at night, his camera recording the adventure. The darkness around him is thick, pierced only by the occasional beam of his flashlight. Suddenly, a humanoid figure leaps out in front of him, startling and unidentifiable.
Oh my gosh! Oh! Help!
The creature, or person, gives chase, and the boy's steady walk turns into a frantic run. The camera jostles wildly as he flees, capturing only glimpses of the shadowy pursuer. The footage is raw and pulses with urgency, making us question what we're seeing. Is this a genuine encounter with a strange creature of the night, or could it be a friend in disguise, orchestrating a prank in the perfect setting for a scare? In the moment, with adrenaline high and breaths coming fast, it might seem like the former. But reflecting on the video, it feels more likely to be a case of human mischief rather than an unearthly chase in the dark woods. Through the lens of a man's camera, we're guided through the eerie silence of an abandoned city. The structures around him are hollowed out, remnants of life that once filled these spaces. As the camera pans across the windows of a desolate building, a peculiar shadow catches his attention. It's indistinct, lacking a definite shape, hovering in the space where someone might have once looked out onto a bustling street. The ambiguity of the shadow in such a desolate place whispers of ghost stories, the kind that cling to abandoned spaces. Could this fleeting shadow be a spectral resident left behind as the city emptied? While the imagination can run wild in such a setting, I'm inclined to think there's a less supernatural explanation. A trick of the light, perhaps, or a piece of debris stirred by the wind. Even so, in the absence of life, it's all too easy for the mind to fill the void with ghosts. A man's exploration of an abandoned building is documented through his camera. The silence of the forgotten space is palpable. As he turns a corner, the camera shakily reveals the back of the room where an unexpected figure looms. It's humanoid in shape, dark with large glaring eyes that seem to pierce through the dimness. The sight sends a jolt of fear through the man, and the camera's shake intensifies. This unsettling presence raises a host of questions. Is it merely a trick of shadow and debris, or something living that calls the desolate building home? Or could it be someone or something more mysterious? In such a setting, the mind may expect to encounter the unexplained, and fear can conjure phantoms from the mundane. Personally, I suspect the creature is less a specter, and more a play of light and nerves. Yet it's the not knowing that sends a shiver up the spine. From the grainy view of a trail camera, set deep within the forest's embrace, we witness a scene that stirs the imagination. The quality is poor, each frame smeared with the blur of low resolution, yet there's a distinct movement that commands our attention. Against the backdrop of a solitary tree, a shadowy figure emerges, walking upright on 2 feet in a manner that's all too human for a typical forest creature. This shadowy form strides into the frame, then just as quickly, it's swallowed by the dense tapestry of the woods. The suggestion of Bigfoot crosses our minds. It's a shape, a gait that folklore and whispers have long associated with the legendary being. Looking at the ambiguous silhouette, it's tempting to believe we're peering into the unknown. However, the skeptic in me leans towards a more earthly explanation. Perhaps a person out for a walk, distorted by the camera's limitations. In the realm of shadows and myths, truth often remains just out of focus. This is the CCTV footage from a homeowner who claims to have had one of most terrifying encounters. We can see a man hanging outside the house with his wife and his dog. Far in the distance, a sound which seems like a strange dog barking can be heard. After a while it can be heard again, but this time closer to their fence. After a few more moments, the sound was getting closer and closer at a speed it was not normal. The sound changed from barking to what sounds like a bird. The owners were paying close attention now, but not knowing what exactly it was. They went inside the house. The next day, the owner went outside again for a smoke, but this time, the sound was like a deep, slow breathing one. It sounded even closer to him. Given how terrified the owner got, he went to look at the security footage, and that is when he saw this. A strange line of lights can be seen moving exactly in front of him. I am not sure whether this is a strange effect of the camera, or the sounds he was hearing were in fact from this thing. He claims that at the time he could not see anything, just hear heavy breathing close to him. So is this the footage of what appears to be a ghost? From the sound of the language the driver is speaking, it sounds like this footage is from Russia. The road is dark, with the only source of light being the car's headlight. Suddenly, in the distance, we can see a big figure pass in front of the car. The people inside the car start shouting upon spotting the creature, clearly not expecting to be met with this sight. The creature quickly dashes out of their view into the forest. If we slow down the recording, we can see that the figure is pretty solid, with what appears to be hair all over their body. It's difficult to say with certainty what the creature in the dash cam footage could be. Some may speculate that it could be Bigfoot or another type of undiscovered hominid. So could this be an Yeti or Bigfoot? My instincts say yes, however, it could be fake as well. But I applaud the efforts to dress up and go into the middle of nowhere just to film this, if this is the case. What do you think? We can see the footage from a motorcyclist traveling through a forest, but we are immediately met with a very strange sight. Bones scattered around the forest trail evoke an unsettling feeling that something is not quite right in this place. The motorcyclist himself seems to be taken aback by the sight, but presses on, venturing deeper into the woods. The path he's on is difficult, with many fallen trees blocking his way, but he remains undeterred and continues onward, determined to reach his destination. He gets to a point where 2 small trees have fallen exactly on the road and are completely blocking his way forward, just as he's saying in the video.
This is where most people would turn around.
But he goes on and tries to move them aside. Not being able to do so, he tries to get his bike over them. But just as he is doing that, he hears something in the forest. The subtitles from his original video say that it was the sound of someone shouting for help. He hears branches breaking as something appears to be moving towards him. In that moment, his instincts take over and he decides to flee, turning his motorcycle around and speeding away from the source of the noise. But what really happened in the forest that day? Was it just his imagination playing tricks on him, or was there something more sinister lurking in the shadows? The bones scattered on the forest trail and the eerie howling in the distance suggest that this place might not be as safe as it seemed. Who or what could be responsible for these strange occurrences? What annoys me about this footage is that if he indeed heard help, just as he indicated by the subtitles he put on, then why turn around to flee when you hear someone coming towards you? Couldn't it be someone who is in danger and needs your help? But at the same time, for me, it did not sound like shouts for help, but rather as a very creepy howl. And in that case, I think he did the right thing. Years after years have passed, but the sightings of the mythical creatures have always been an ongoing issue. People from every corner of the world come up with pictures, videos, stories, and whatnot, keeping the discussion ongoing forever. This clip was also recorded by one such guy who intended to capture a wolverine on his trail camera when he set it up a few years back in Alberta. Even though the trail camera did not record a wolverine, what it recorded was not any less terrifying and unbelievable. Everything seems pretty normal at first, and what looks like an elk is seen hiding behind the tree. But then seconds pass, and a weird, shadowy, huge figure appears to be moving on the right side behind the trees. The creature was moving at a slow pace, and the video ends before we get to have a clear look at what it was. But according to the owner, it was definitely a Bigfoot that his camera had successfully captured. And truth be told, I don't really have any other explanation for it. Let me know if you guys do though. Recorded anonymously, this short clip had the whole world thinking about what exactly was that figure walking by the road that was caught on the camera. The way the camera moved, it clearly looked like someone was recording it. It appears to be night, and there is no one in sight, only the creature walking creepily as if trying to run away and hide from someone. Even though the video is pretty old, and the quality of the clip surely tells you that even after slowing it down and stabilizing it, we can't clearly make out any features of the being. However, most of the people who saw it were pretty quick to claim that it was a Bigfoot, trying to hide from the humans or maybe on a hunt. But ask me, and I'd say it looks more like a man walking by the road, and the quality of the clip and the nighttime make him appear weird and creepy. Uploaded by two very concerned parents and friends. This clip shows something that will at first look like something straight out of a horror movie. It gave me a scare too. The clip, which will only seem normal for the first second. But even then, we can notice a shadow near the baby's crib. But things get way creepier when suddenly two glowing eyes appear on the figure. What exactly was that figure? Was it a demon? According to the parents, they had been hearing weird noises from the baby's room before too, but it was the first time when the demon actually appeared on the camera. They left the home right away, scared for their lives. Hopefully, they all will be safe now. As for the clip, there is a chance that it could just be a prank or a made-up video and story. And let's just hope for that, because if it was real, then God save us all. When this family went out for an adventurous ride in Yellowstone National Park, they had no idea they would come across a sight like this. Not just one or two, but a whole sleuth of bears. There were bears on their right, bears on their left, bears eyeing them up, bears chickening out, and bears ready to pounce upon as soon as they got a chance. Even though the family was pretty excited to see the whole family of bears looking at them pass by, I don't think they even had a hint of the potential danger that lay right there. These bears might look all cute and fluffy, but we must never forget that they are the apex predators who have the capability of making you pass away from this world in one go. So yeah, we all can enjoy it, but let's try to do that from a safer distance. Crocodiles and alligators are usually termed as the ultimate deadly machines. And trust me, it is not for no reason. They will attempt to attack and kill every living, breathing thing they can spot near them, and do so in such a sneaky way that a normal, living, breathing person doesn't ever see that coming. Take this clip, for instance. The man was kayaking peacefully in the lake, unaware of what was about to happen. Moments into the clip, an alligator who has been sneaking up to the man all this time attacked from the left, leaving the kayak almost tipped over. Thankfully, the man did not fall into the water and had himself strongly tied to the kayak, or else he would have become the lunch for the gator that day. This clip will just give you another glimpse into the world where alligators traumatize humans with their ultimate weapon of sneaking up on others. However, this one's a little different. It had set a trap to catch some fish, and when it was time to get the catch out, the guy pulled the thread and everything out. He could feel that there was a big catch right there as it had become so heavy. Thinking it must be a big fish, he kept pulling until a scary mouth with scaly skin and sharp teeth appeared on the surface. At that time, the guy knew it was messed up, so he let go of the things immediately and paddled quickly to get away from the spot, all scared.
Oh my God! That's a big ass gator, buddy!
Thankfully, the gator was messed up itself that day, with the trap stuck in its mouth, so it did not try to attack the humans or anything. I wonder how there are still people roaming on this earth, thinking animals are stupid. I have seen hundreds of videos where animals have demonstrated signs of the highest intelligence. One such example will be this clip where a bear is seen digging the ground just below an electric fence. It took him a few minutes to dig deep enough so it can pass through that without touching the fence. Something tells me the bear had been electrocuted before, since it appears to be so careful about the matter, and about the backstory of this clip. Well, a farmer put up this electric fence so he can have his farm safe from the bears. But I guess his plan has now failed since the bear appears to have already figured out a way in and out. Uploaded on TikTok a couple of months ago, this clip was recorded by a man who went looking for his cat, who went into the woods and never came back. The man got worried and had to go look for her himself, not knowing what he was about to witness. Deep into the woods with his camera and flashlight on, he started to hear weird noises from nearby. So he stopped right there and pointed the camera towards the spot the noises were coming from just to record this. A creepy creature popped its head out from behind the tree for a moment and then disappeared back. Since it was dark and the creature was a little far from the man, we do not get a clear picture of what it looked like, but it was certainly a small cryptid with whitish skin and a head. Was the disappearance of the cat linked to this thing? Because according to the man, he was never able to find his cat. For me, it does not look like it is an edited clip. But it could be just an animal too, since we can't see it clearly. Nothing can be said for sure. This clip was recorded by some people who were on their way back home at night when they heard growling noises coming from nearby. It did not take long for the beast to appear right in front of them, and the sight was so terrifying that it can scare even the strongest hearts. Not just a wolf, but this might be the scariest wolf, at least I have ever seen, staring straight at the humans. Fortunately, the animal was not in the mood for hunting that day, and just stayed there looking at them. When uploaded on the internet, many were quick to say that it wasn't a wolf, but a skinwalker by the way it looked. But ask me, and I would say it looked more like the dire wolf that had long gone extinct. Or are they? Because apparently there is one right in front of you. A mother's love knows no bounds, and she will always be ready to protect her babies, no matter the danger. Take this clip, for instance. This moose was out in the lake with its little kid when they were approached by a bear. At first, the bear tried just looking at them from a distance, and the moose was on alert, assessing what the bear was up to. But as a few moments passed, the bear attempted to charge at the baby, only to be met with a fierce defense from the mother moose that it won't forget all its life. In a second, the bear was so far from the mother and kid duo, all chickened out. After staying at that spot for a minute, the bear decided it was better to leave them alone, and left, as the moose was still vigilant and ready to defend her calves. This clip was recorded in Florida in March 2021, and it shows a 20-year-old having the most terrifying experience of his life. His fishing spree soon turns into a mishap and a disaster about to happen when a monster in the water spotted him. At first, everything was usual. He caught fish and was about to wrap everything up and go back home when he spotted a gigantic alligator raising its head out of the water and swimming straight towards him. The boy stepped back, but the alligator was in the mood for chasing him. He ran as fast as he could as the gator reached the land and started following him. It paused after a bit, but made another attempt to get to the man. Fortunately, the alligator gave up and could not reach him, even when the guy tripped and turned back after trying twice. As for the man, it was the most terrifying experience he has ever had, and we can totally see why. Recorded in 2001, this clip is considered to be one of the most concrete pieces of evidence of the existence of Bigfoot. It was captured by the leader of a group of boys who were out in the Marble Mountains for a backpacking trip. At first, it just shows the boys all happy for the trip and the trees, the environment, and everything. It takes the guy recording the clip a moment to spot, and then focus the camera on the giant walking up on a mountain a little far from them. The creature must be pretty huge to be so evident on the camera being so far, and it was descending from the mountain. The area was quite remote with no humans living nearby, so it was unlikely for it to be a local. For minutes straight, the boy kept recording with shock, unable to believe what he was seeing. Later, he uploaded it on YouTube, and it got millions of views with people coming up with every kind of theory about it. For me, it did not look like a fake video, so maybe it really is true. Humans have a thing for befriending wild animals, and while most of the time it does not happen, sometimes it does. For instance, this clip, where a bear casually walked up to the people who were having a picnic in the woods, and the humans were quick to offer it food, which made the bear sit down and enjoy the picnic with them. Surprisingly, the bear did not want meat or anything, but was more interested in peanut butter sandwiches, which his human friends were gladly providing him. However, I would say that people really need to be careful around animals. For now, he is enjoying sandwiches doesn't mean he has become your friend and will never try to attack you. Flying can turn out to be surprising for many people when they do it for the first time. But what happened here not just surprised the passenger woman on her first flight, but the pilot too. As they were mid-air, the pilot spotted an uninvited guest on the plane, a cat. The look on his face was enough to tell us that he is going to land as soon as he can. He asked the woman to not move at all or reach the cat, as according to him, the cat was between the wings and was pretty safe there if it held onto it strongly. It took 2 minutes for them to land on the ground, and thankfully the cat got out safely. So, you pilots out there, it is better to look for any cats before taking your next flight. Uploaded on YouTube in 2021, This video recorded a man in the water swimming and talking to his family. We can tell that the family must be on a boat or something, as he is looking up while talking to them. Everything seems normal until we see a shadow under the water advancing towards the man. As it comes closer and closer, it becomes clear that the shadow is actually a shark. Realizing that the guy's friends or family, whoever was there, started yelling to warn him. But until he got to realize what was happening, the shark was already right below him. Fortunately, it was not in the mood to attack the man that day and moved on as if he wasn't even there. But the man was so freaked out, he was literally shaking. Recorded and uploaded by someone unknown. This video shows you a creature you or anyone had never seen before. It looks like a chameleon, but is standing on its two legs, has a long tail, and a weird twig-like structure on its head. The video was uploaded with a caption asking if anyone had any idea about it. But no one knew anything. The viewers were all making their best guesses as to what it was. Some said it was an unknown being yet to be discovered, and for others, it was a complete CG-created video. Ask me, and I'd say that there is a big chance that the video might be fake and edited. National parks are always wild, but Yellowstone National Park is a place that will always have an unlimited amount of intense animal encounters for all of us. First, we saw a bear's nest, and now we have a gigantic bison roaming on the road. And to make matters worse, a man decided to get out of his car and provoke the animal. The animal at first decided to play it cool, but then charged at the man a little furiously. Luckily, the man survived both attempts in a pretty cool way and made the bison leave him alone, all embarrassed. Maybe the man was a professional, because if he was not, then that was a daring thing he did there. The spectators were shocked to see what was happening right in front of their eyes. This clip was recorded a couple of years ago when a man who was on a boat saw something weird splashing in the water near him. So he got his camera out and started recording it. At first, it looked like a fish struggling to breathe or something, but then, in a slight moment, we get a proper glimpse of it. The part of the creature that was out of the water looked like a tail a mermaid would have, but since the video was too short, we cannot say for sure what exactly it was. People on YouTube were quick to claim that it was a mermaid, but I think there is a chance the video might be fake, recorded and uploaded, only to cause some controversy on YouTube and gain some attention. Recorded in a rather remote area where there is hardly a human nearby, this clip shows a figure walking on a snow-covered mountain so casually. The man who saw it was shocked to see how easy it was for the figure to walk around like that, and thus came to a conclusion that it might not be a human. But if not a human, then what was it? To some, it was the infamous Bigfoot, and to others, it was some other creature. But since it was never seen again, no one could tell anything for sure, leaving the mystery unresolved still. We can see a man who was out in a forest looking for different types of mushrooms from that area. But little does he know he is about to encounter something that would terrify him to the bones. For a while, the clip seems normal. He is just wandering the forest looking at different species of mushrooms, until he is forced to move his sight from the mushrooms to something in the forest. He hears some distant scream, but by how it sounds, it does not seem to be of any animal we know. The screaming sounds out of this world. It is the sound of a big, sturdy creature. Immediately after he hears that, he does the best thing one could do.
I think it's time to go.
And whatever that was, Leaving is probably the best thing to do when you hear that terrifying sound. This clip is from the YouTube channel Brave Wilderness, from when they decided to wander in an area where Bigfoot is most often spotted. But for sure, they were not expecting to find a monstrous humanoid skull. Close to the end of their trip, they spotted something bizarre barely sticking from the ground. At first, they thought they found the skull of a bear, but as they were cleaning it and turning it around, they realized it did not look like a bear skull. The teeth and shape made it look like it was the skull of a great ape or a long-lost ancestor of Homo sapiens. It looked too bizarre to be of any animal that would be living in that area, and many people argued this could be the skull of a Bigfoot. But personally, I am not sure. It seems just too convenient that a skull this strange was just barely buried in the dirt, and they happened to find it while out on their quest to find Bigfoot. But what do you think? Do you think this is the skull of Bigfoot, an animal, or something else? This old clip is from Nat Geo TV, and it is footage from Russia of a supposed sighting of Bigfoot. The clip is taken by some kids with their old phones, so the quality is very poor. We can see the kids playing in the snow, but they notice some big footsteps in the snow. Not knowing any better, the kids decide to follow them to see where they lead. But they soon stop next to a forest because they think they spot something moving in the distance. They freeze with the thought it could be a bear, but as they look at the figure for a while, they recognize it is a tall, hairy, humanoid-shaped creature, which also seems to notice them. Once realizing it is spotted, the creature darts away deeper into the forest, which also makes the kids start running back. The kids explain the creature's face was white, and unlike the body, it had no hair on it. So did these kids spot Bigfoot? In this clip we can see some disturbing thing, some sort of dark-haired creature making its way through the forest. But its face looks more dog-like, and to be honest, it does look frightening at first look. People argued online that this creature is a werewolf, but to be honest, I am skeptical. The way it moves, always seeming to have its mouth open to frighten, seems too unrealistic. It looks more like a Halloween costume. So to me, rather than a werewolf, as others suggested, I think this is just a man with a suit trying to give us a fright. What do you think? This is a trail camera that caught some amazing moments. We can see right next to the camera a wolf doing its distinctive howl. Supposedly trying to communicate with its pack, perhaps calling them for a hunt. But what amazes me more is the second footage from another trail camera that caught the enormous size of a wolf pack. Just look at this pack making its way down the slope. There are so many of them, around 15 of them I think. And just think about how big wolves are. From what I know, wolf packs can reach up to 30 individuals. So just imagine being so unlucky to having to deal with a pack of that size in a forest. This clip was taken a few years ago in Kiev before the start of the war, but what it caught was really strange. As the person filming looks towards the pedestrian bridge, we can see someone under it, climbing. At first, I was thinking who would be crazy to do such a thing, but if we zoom the camera, we can see they do not really look like a human, and to me, the movement also seems too flawless to be of a human. Just imagine the necessary strength needed to be able to hold on to the bridge, not saying actually being able to go along it with such ease. I know there are people doing parkour who are pretty good with such difficult climbs, but the way it looks and how fast it moves, to me it does not seem natural for a human. So either that is an escaped monkey from the zoo, or there is something more bizarre going on here. What do you think this is? This footage is from the UK of a few boys who were fooling around in a cave. But while they were looking around, they spotted a black figure crouched next to a stone pillar. Surprised but also frightened, they took a picture of it and ran backwards. And we can see exactly what they photographed. And at first, they thought it is just some stray dog, because all we can make up is some sort of animal with black fur. Thinking it is funny, they went back with some sort of smoke grenade and tried to mess with it. But as they looked again, it looked clear it was not just some stray dog, but rather some sort of hairy creature slowly making its way towards them. The clip ends suddenly, and we can't really know what happened afterwards. Most likely they began running, if it was real. The creature to me looks like a goat, but the way it climbs that edge looks more human to me, so I am not sure what that is. Is it just some prank by a few kids, or did they catch something more bizarre? For more captivating content like this, click here. Thank you for tuning in.